The difference between the greenhouse effect and global warming by KayScience.com. Here I'm drawing a diagram of the sun, a simple diagram of the Earth, and a diagram of a planet with no atmosphere. So because this is the Earth of course has an atmosphere which contains gases, whereas the planet on the right is an example of a planet which does not contain an atmosphere, so has no gases surrounding the planet. So this dashed line represents the upper limit of Earth's atmosphere, which contains gases such as N2, which is nitrogen, and O2, which is oxygen, and neither of nitrogen or oxygen are greenhouse gases. And Earth's atmosphere also contains CO2, which is carbon dioxide, CH4, which is methane, and H2O, which is water vapor. And all three gases are greenhouse gases. So as we know from the previous video, which explains the greenhouse effect in detail, electromagnetic radiation travels from the sun to the earth, where some of this shortwave electromagnetic radiation is reflected by the atmosphere back into space. The majority of the energy is passed through Earth's atmosphere, where it is absorbed by the Earth's surface, and some of this energy is also reflected back into space by Earth's surface. To cool down the Earth's surface, the Earth's surface re-emits longer wavelength infrared radiation back into the atmosphere, where some of this escapes into space. The greenhouse gases absorb the longer wavelength infrared radiation, causing the greenhouse gas molecules to vibrate more, and this traps the heat energy in the atmosphere. This raises the temperature of the Earth's surface, and the greenhouse effect is needed so the Earth is warm. The greenhouse effect is very important, as this means life can survive due to the warmth. This allows organisms such as trees, plants, animals to thrive and flourish, where they also use the oxygen to respire. Whereas the planet on the right has no atmosphere, so there are no gases, which means there is no greenhouse effect, so it is a very cold planet. Now imagine if Earth never had an atmosphere, the average surface temperature would be minus 18 degrees Celsius. That's very cold. Whereas because Earth has an atmosphere, the average surface temperature is 14 degrees Celsius. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Now we've established what the greenhouse effect is, let's now understand the difference between the greenhouse effect and global warming. To do this, I'm drawing a diagram of a sun, and here we have two diagrams of an Earth on the left and an Earth on the right, showing the atmosphere. Now in the atmosphere on the left, we have less greenhouse gases, whereas in the atmosphere on the right, we have more greenhouse gases. We've already gone through the greenhouse effect, which is how short-wave electromagnetic radiation is absorbed by the Earth's surface. This causes the Earth's surface to warm up, so the Earth's surface re-emits longer wavelength electromagnetic radiation, which is absorbed by the greenhouse gases. These greenhouse gas molecules vibrate more and trap the heat energy in the Earth's atmosphere, causing it to be warm. Whereas in the diagram on the right, we have more greenhouse gases. This causes more longer wavelength electromagnetic infrared radiation to be absorbed, causing there to be more molecules vibrating, so more heat energy being trapped in the Earth's atmosphere. This causes the global temperature of Earth to increase, which is what global warming is, when too much of the greenhouse effect causes the average temperature of the Earth to increase. So we can see how less greenhouse gases means less energy absorbed, which means less heat is trapped, which means the Earth is not warmed as much. Whereas more greenhouse gases leads to more heat energy being trapped. And Earth is much warmer as global temperatures increase, which is what global warming is, caused by too much of the greenhouse effect. It's question time. Attempt these questions to check your understanding. Pause the video here to practice the keywords. The answers will follow. Press pause to answer the questions. The answers will follow. If stuck, just rewatch the video. Press pause to go through your answers and make any corrections to your mistakes. And don't forget to visit KayScience.com for more videos, worksheets, and quizzes at KayScience.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe.